Khvicha Kvaratskhelia just became the second player in history to achieve a jaw-dropping record after PSG were crowned Champions League winners in the 2024-25 season. According to ESPN FC, the Georgian winger completed a quadruple in a single season, but astonishingly, it was spread across two different clubs. And beyond that, Kvaratskhelia also became the first player from Georgia to score in a Champions League final. Bit by bit, he is writing a new chapter in Georgian football history. They say he plays with the romanticism of footballers from the 50s, 60s, or 70s. Experts have called him that, but I'm not so sure, because I don't think any old-school attacker would track all the way back in the 80th minute, sprinting with Dumfries to win the ball back like it was nothing. No one else marked Saka of Arsenal so relentlessly and so effectively throughout the entire match. I call him a machine that writes poetry, a player of the future. But to see the future, we first have to look back. In 2013, Cristiano Ronaldo visited Georgia for an event with the Dinamo Tbilisi Academy. Among dozens of wide-eyed kids, one stood still, silently gazing at his hero as if etching every second into memory. That boy was 12-year-old Kvaratskhelia, already dreaming big. A photo captured that moment. Ronaldo in the center, Khvicha off to the right, tiptoeing to make sure he was in the frame with his idol. 11 years later, when Kvaratskhelia lifted the Champions League trophy with Paris Saint-Germain, that same boy had become a champion. And the first thing he did wasn't throw a party. He quietly posted two images to Instagram. One, an illustration of young Khvicha sitting in front of a TV, mesmerized by Ronaldo in 2013. The other, a collage. On top, the photo of him with Ronaldo. Below, a current picture of Khvicha smiling, trophy in hand. It was a silent tribute, a story told without words, a message to the man who inspired him to live, to play, to dream. At Euro 2024, Georgia stunned the world by beating Portugal. Khvicha lit up the match, named Man of the Match. But the most touching moment didn't come from football. It was when he walked up to shake Ronaldo's hand. No wild celebration, no sprint to his teammates. He looked into Ronaldo's eyes and whispered, almost apologetically, "I'm sorry I had to beat you." Ronaldo smiled, placed a hand on his shoulder, a gesture that said, "I'm proud of you." In that instant, people saw more than just two generations of footballers. They saw a journey come full circle. One man inspired, the other made that inspiration real. From the 2013 photo to that handshake at the Euros, to the Instagram post after the Champions League final, these are fragments of a dream, stitched together with love and memory. Khvicha never forgot where he came from, and maybe that's why his story isn't just beautiful, it moves people. On May 15th, 2019, in the soft afternoon light at Kazan Arena, an 18-year-old stepped onto the pitch for Rubin Kazan. The opponent, Lokomotiv Moscow, a club that once failed to see his potential. And minutes after coming on, Kvaratskhelia fired in a brilliant equalizer. The crowd erupted, a goal that opened a new chapter for a Georgian youngster hardly anyone had heard of. Rubin Kazan was where he truly stepped into European football's spotlight. Not only did he score on his debut, he soon became a sensation in the Russian Premier League, his fearless, improvisational style turning heads. In the 2021 season, he scored 4 goals, assisted 8 in 23 games, and led the league in successful dribbles per game. His feints, shifts, and explosive bursts left defenders guessing. Fans began comparing him to Ribery and Robin. Then came the accolades, back-to-back Russian Young Player of the Year, named by The Guardian as one of the top 50 talents of the 21st century. His market value exploded, from anonymity to over £18 million in just 1 year. Russian stadiums may be cold, but Kvaratskelia's name kept getting hotter. Then everything changed. In 2022, when war broke out between Russia and Ukraine, football was caught in the chaos. FIFA allowed foreign players to suspend their contracts. At first, Khvicha stayed. But threats started coming toward his family, and personal ambition had to step aside for safety. On March 24th, Rubin Kazan announced his contract would be suspended. Khvicha left Russia, returning to Georgia to play for Dinamo Batumi. In just 11 games, he scored 8 goals and provided 2 assists, proof that his talent never dimmed. Scouts across Europe began to buzz. West Ham, Everton, Inter Milan, Lazio, Juventus, Napoli. All were interested, but some backed out. Leeds said no. Tottenham hesitated. Juventus missed out after Paratici left. In the end, Napoli moved fastest. They signed the gem for just over 10 million euros. Rubin Kazan was where the world first heard the name Kvaratskhelia, but it was also where he learned how to stand tall in the storm, to stay grounded under pressure, and rise above the fine line between football and politics. It was a short chapter, but one that shaped the mentality of a star ready to explode onto the European stage. Napoli has seen its fair share of talent over the years. Marek Hamšík's magic, Lorenzo Insigne's flair, Dries Mertens' fire. But since the days of Diego Maradona, perhaps no one has set the city ablaze quite like Khvicha Kvaratskhelia. A young man from Georgia, a land that rarely produces footballing superstars, suddenly appeared in southern Italy and became the heartbeat of a new generation. He arrived in Naples amid curiosity and skepticism. Many questioned the club's decision to spend just over 10 million euros on a player who had never played in Western Europe. But on his Serie A debut against Hellas Verona, Kvaratskhelia scored, assisted, and was named man of the match. It wasn't luck. It was a statement, an arrival, loud and clear. The beginning of what would soon be known as the Kvara era. In the 2022-23 season, Napoli won the Scudetto for the first time in 33 years. Not with luck, but with bold, spontaneous, attacking football. And at the heart of it all was Kvaratskhelia. 12 goals, 13 assists, the league leader in successful dribbles, and nearly 3 chances created per match. In the Champions League, he lit up Europe, especially in Napoli's 4-1 demolition of Liverpool, where Kvara left defenders chasing shadows all night long. His game is pure passion, gliding past defenders as if skating on air, manipulating tight spaces like he's dancing, and striking with power that comes from the soul. The Guardian called him the flame on the left wing. Gianfranco Zola compared him to Maradona in the way he emotionally moves the crowd. And Napoli fans gave him a nickname reserved for legends, Kvaradona. But it wasn't just his brilliance on the pitch. Kvaratskhelia won the hearts of Napoli's people with his humility and sincerity. No flashy attitude, no staged antics. After every match, he clapped toward the stands, every glance, every smile, genuine. After one win over Juventus, he ran to the stands to gift his jersey to a young boy in tears. That moment went viral, not because it was planned, but because it was real. Napoli is a city that lives on emotion. And through dazzling form and a warm heart, Kvaratskhelia became more than just a star. He became their hero, a rare Eastern European phenomenon whose legacy isn't just in stats, but in memories. From an unknown signing to the spark of a generation, Kvara became a symbol, a shining light in the Serie A sky. Then came the whispers. One season wonder. It's the label many tried to stick on him. Yes, he still played well. Yes, he still created magic. But after Spalletti left, change came fast. Under Rudi Garcia, Kvara no longer had the freedom he once enjoyed. You could sense the frustration. He looked restricted. And so the doubts crept in. When Calzona took over, things improved. He looked sharper, worked harder, delivered some great performances. But in a team still searching for its identity, Kvara wasn't the unshakable pillar he once was. Even Calzona admitted. Sometimes Kvara was so focused on following tactics that he lost a piece of his spontaneity. Then came Antonio Conte, and the doubts grew louder. Everyone knows Conte wants order, structure, discipline. And Kvara? He's all about freedom, about chaos with purpose. Was there room for him in such a rigid system? But Kvaratskhelia wasn't done. Not even close. When he moved to Paris, the question marks didn't follow him. They vanished. Because the moment he stepped onto the pitch at PSG, he turned every doubt into an exclamation. Norwegian legend Jan Åge Fjørtoft once said, "Khvicha Kvaratskhelia could have shined in any era, be it the 50s, 60s, 70s, or today." He's right. Kvara's style transcends time and tactics. In an era obsessed with data and high pressing, he's a throwback and a vision of the future all at once. Under Luis Enrique at Paris Saint-Germain, Kvara was set free. No positional chains, no tactical leash, just space to create, to drift, to express. And in that freedom, he became even more dangerous. L'Équipe called his style timeless because he's not just a winger. He's a connector, merging vision, movement, and creativity. He can beat defenders like a classic wide man, drift inside like a number 10, and press with the hunger of a workhorse. That versatility gave PSG a new edge, a new identity. And when Kylian Mbappé left, people asked, who's next? They didn't have to wait long. Kvara was already there. With pace, vision, and technique, he stepped up, filled the void, and led the charge. With Kvara, PSG didn't just win League One, they dominated. And the cherry on top? A long-awaited, fully deserved Champions League title. From the wide-eyed boy staring up at Ronaldo in Tbilisi, to the icon leading Paris Saint-Germain to glory, Kvaratskhelia's journey is proof that football still has room for beautiful stories. He didn't just dribble past defenders, he danced past doubt, through politics, over coaching changes, and beyond the lazy label of one-season wonder. He didn't come to Paris to replace Mbappé. He came to write his own story, one of poetry, power, and perseverance, in an age too often defined by pragmatism. And just like that, Paris Saint-Germain found a new verse, a modern football poem, flowing freely down the left wing.